welcome to DeDe's Dope Podcast, everybody. Come on now. Let me tell everybody, I'm DeDe, host of the show. I'm DeDe from the radio. Y'all hear me on the radio, been doing it a long time. I'm excited to do our podcast live. This is our first time, so you guys are like, you know, helping me. My inaugural guests here, you guys, and the guests here on live. First of all, the panel, I'm excited about the panel. Anita Hawkins is here, clap it up. Michelle Carter is here, clap it up. And Symone Redwine right here, clap it up. Now, I tell you what, I'm gonna start with Anita. Or no, I'll tell you what, Michelle, you're gonna have to start.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Michelle Carter, what makes you so dope? Let everybody know who you are.
What makes me so dope is that I am the first American woman to win a gold medal in women's shot put for Team USA.
That's what I'm talking about. Now see, that's dope right there, what you just said.
Thank you.
All right, and tell everybody about your process in getting there, like what that was like for you.
Man, so I've been to the Olympics 3 times. I made my first team in 2008, finished 15th. Made my second team in 2012, that was the London team, and I finished 4th. And then I'm like, you know what, we're gonna try one more again.
Wow.
And I just really fully believe, like the training, each 4 years I took it up a notch because I knew what it was going to take for me to actually get that gold medal. So when I tell you I cut off friends, I cut off all the extra time, that I put everything that I had into that moment to train for that one moment. And 20 years later, it was worth it. So I didn't win on my first one, didn't win on my second one. It took 3 times to do it, but I didn't give up because I really truly believe that gold medal was mine.
With that being 3 times, how many years was that for you?
Professionally, that was it like 9 years?
Wow.
It was 9 years.
9 years.
9 years.
Which to me says a lot about goals, right? Everybody thinks that goals are going to happen just like that, or they're going to happen overnight, or the winning, or you know what I mean? People really believe that, but it takes a lot of work.
It takes time. Like what they say, delayed gratification.
Yeah.
You can't think you're gonna like I say, losing weight. Everybody want to lose weight, right? You're gonna try to just run and work out for one day and you expect something. No, you have to compile it together. It takes time. Over time, you see the result. And in sports, for track and field, it took time for me to perfect my technique. The more time I spent with it, the better I got. Did I know the exact day when it was gonna show up for me? No. But I kept working as if any day now that one throw is going to come and I'm going to be ready for it.
I'm curious about relationships, though. I mean, you cut off friends. Well, where were the men? Like, what was going on?
I cut them off, too.
You cut them off?
You know what? I had a little boo thing that I was hanging out with. And then, you know, like in the off season, you have a little bit more time to do other things. But then once January hit, I was like, you know what? I gotta go. You're not conducive to what I'm trying to do right now, so let me go and focus on you. If I'm still interested later, maybe, but if not, I'm good.
Okay. By the way, I'm just curious about this because I had heard a rumor about like Floyd Mayweather and boxers and things. People said that they are not supposed to have sex before a big game or something. So was that the same thing for you? No sex?
Well, that's what they say about athletes in general.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole idea. Like you want to preserve all your energy and focus on this one thing, because you don't want anything to distract, to take away. You don't want to stay up late. You don't want to eat the wrong thing. So you want to abstain from all things that could be a distraction, that could take any energy, any focus off of that one particular thing that you're doing.
Wow, that's so, clap it up for that, y'all. That is amazing to me. I love that. All right, Miss Anita Hawkins, come on, girl, take the mic.
What's up? Hey, DeDe.
Y'all clap it up for Anita Hawkins. Anita, let them know. Let everybody know. What makes you so dope?
What makes me so dope is the fact that I was the one that everyone counted out. Now I'm the one that everyone calls on. Come on. So that is, it's what I give a lot of my teen moms and a lot of women and men that have gone through child rape and molestation. And everyone chooses different vices. So through childhood molestation and rape, I was pregnant at 13. Was forced to have an abortion with no sedative.
Oh my God.
Had my son at 15, and I was signed over to the state as a legal minor and was told I was gonna do nothing with my life. My father took my college funds and he bought a boat.
Wow.
He said, you're not worth it. You're not worthy. And he signed me over to the state and told me to figure it out. And I'm thankful today that he wasn't a crutch for me. And it was just, thank you. Thank you for making me figure it out. And I figured it out.
You know what? I got to tell you something that I love what you just said, y'all. And that is this. You didn't come from a victim mentality, right?
Oh, no.
You use that as a winning mentality, right?
Absolutely.
Because I'm encountering a lot of people now, and I'm seeing this a lot even on social media. We're getting into this thing where we want to blame our parents for a lot of things, right? We want to tell it and say that, you know, I'm this way because of what they did. Okay. Now that you know it, because sometimes that's the biggest thing is identifying the problem. Once you've identified it, now move forward. But I love the fact that you didn't hold that against your father. You looked at that and you used it as strength.
Absolutely.
And that is beautiful. How did you get to that point though? Like, did you have to go to therapy? Was it prayer? How did you get to that point where you could thank him for that?
Well, it took a lot of therapy. I did go to therapy, but this was, my therapy had nothing to do with him. It had to do with what I was going through in my marriage. And the therapist, I sat down and I spoke with her, and she asked me, did I have any ill will towards anyone? And I said no, because my grandmother taught me agape love. And she said everyone has their own issues, and they're layers upon layers that you'll never be able to peel back. She said, but what you can do is love them for where they are, because everyone doesn't have the capacity to love the way you do. Right. So you have to love people for where they are. She said, everybody's going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have to be forgiven time and time and time again. And I look at my dad, and I looked at my mom. She passed away in 2018, but I always told them, I said, look, you all may have not figured life out. I said, but you know what? You all got together and you created a masterpiece.
Come on.
I am a masterpiece, and I know that. So I look at them, and I had to look, and that's what I learned in therapy, that I am a masterpiece. There is no one else like me. So I thank them for that, and that alone. I said, if y'all don't do nothing else, y'all got me. And the rest of y'all bless the rest of the world with something special. So that's what I took out of it, you know. And again, it was a lot of therapy, and people don't, believe in therapy, and you don't have to go to therapy. My daughter goes to therapy. My son goes to, everybody goes. I encourage everyone. I employ you to go to therapy. It is so important, and it's very necessary, because you find in therapy that you are necessary. Because a lot of times you blame yourself for the things that everybody else is going through and how they're treating you, and it's like, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? What am I lacking? What can I, what void am I not filling for them? It's not your responsibility. Right. And there was it was so much weight that was lifted off me. I was like, I ain't got to do that.
How many years did you go to therapy? Did you go for years, months?
I started going to therapy. I went for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
I went for 3 years, but it was just like, it's maintenance. It's just like going to get your nails and your feet done, and it's just having someone to talk to. It's a safe space where I don't have to worry about bogging anybody else down with that. So when I do come to my friends, it's like, hey, y'all.
Yep, you're good.
I'm good, and I don't want anyone else to carry that burden for me. It's mine. Even when I dealt with cancer, I didn't share that. I didn't put it on social media. Really? I didn't put it anywhere, because I didn't want anyone coming to me like, oh, are you okay? Oh my God, Anita. No, I don't need that energy. I need good energy.
That's it.
I need my prayer warriors, and I literally told my 2 prayer warriors, and that was it. And I did everything holistically, and my body was healed.
Good. So come on now. I'm like, go get it, girl.
Listen. And I'm like, you don't have to tell everybody everything. Nope. And everything is not, I know I share a lot on social media, and I'm totally transparent, but that's a lot. It's a lot that social media doesn't know. But I share what I want to share because people have questions. People inbox me all the time asking tons of questions. And I'm here. If there's anything that I can give, I'm an open book, always. I'm
going to just say that if you're not familiar with Anita, let me just say this. This woman right here has been married for years, an entrepreneur. You're a model. You have a lot that we could sit here and talk to her for about 3 hours, right? But let's move the mic down this way, because I need to talk to this woman. A lot of us got a chance to know you from a reality show.
Yes.
Let everybody know why you're so dope in that reality show too.
Thank you. So I'm attorney Symone Redwine, and I'm dope because I found a way to be happy through living my life authentically without hurting other people. I found a way to make a living by helping other people. As an attorney, I help people who feel like the law has counted them out, who feel like they're victims, become empowered. I represent the underdogs that everyone else counts out and has decided, that case isn't worth it, to effectuate change, whether I'm bankrupting publicly traded companies that make dangerous products that kill Black children, or whether I'm just helping single moms whose baby daddies are hiding their assets, uncover them, and then email them to the court, and then get their child support double without a hearing or a lawyer. Because that's what I do for fun.
Wow.
Those things. But also, I know that I'm dope because I surround myself with dope people who've helped me be here. And so I want to give Anita her flowers, because Anita actually helped me and one of my clients, like 2 years ago, sight unseen, who was going through a homelessness issue, and she paid her rent for 6 months for this woman to be able to get on her feet with her child.
Now that's nice, y'all.
That's dope.
That is dope. No, that's my. Now here, let me ask this: you're a beautiful woman, young, vibrant, great attitude, great job, career. You went on a reality show looking for love.
Yes, I did.
You found it?
Sorta. Kinda.
I know it, right? All right. Tell everybody if they don't know, and everybody listening, of course.
So I was on the show Ready to Love. So I was a super fan of Ready to Love. Before I went on the show, I had watched every episode, and I was like, she shouldn't have did that. If I was on the show, I would have did this. And at the beginning of 2020, I was dating somebody raggedy. Hope he's not here. Okay, he's not here today. Okay, I was dating somebody raggedy, and I was like, I'm sick of raggedy Dallas men. I'm taking my talents to Houston. Because every time I go to Houston, I would get it would be a fantastic option. So I took my talents to Houston, found out they were casting for the show. I was like, bitch, this is my favorite show.
Wow.
And so I applied for it, and I got on. When I was on the show, I was my authentic self, which was great for some and horrible for others. Some men felt I was giving them a deposition because I was asking them the hard questions. Because I need to know, do you have daddy issues or mommy issues? Which one? Have we worked through them? If not, how do they appear? What's your credit score? All these varieties of things. And ultimately, I became engaged. I met my former fiance through the show.
Wow, okay.
And that was a very exciting experience. We were engaged for a year, and then I used my super sleuth skills to run a background check. And that might be a little bit too much for this episode.
Are you serious? You did a background check?
Yes.
And what happened? Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Now, let me just say something real quick. Thank God you did, because hold on, and I'm not trying to put nobody's business, but we all saw it with Shirley Strawberry's business, which I hate that for that woman, right? And then you find out later they claim that man was married to like 4 other women. I don't know if anybody saw that. So you did a background. Thank God you did. What'd you find out?
And ultimately what I found out, so I did one at the beginning of our relationship. But when you do them, I only searched him. I didn't search like his mama or his cousin. And ultimately what I discovered is that he had everything in his mama's name. House, the house I was living in, cars, all of this debt. And I went to go pay the down payment on the wedding. And instead of there being $10,000 or more in the wedding account, he had spent it all, and there was $15.37. 15, 1 5. Say it with me, $15. $15.37.
She got it down to the cent.
37 cents. Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. What the hell did he spend it on?
Himself, cars. He's paid more than $4,000 a month on cars. It made him feel good. He likes to be fancy.
Is that what he told you?
No, yes.
That's what he said.
And he told the world. He did a hour and 20-minute soliloquy on YouTube before he told me.
Before he told you, he got on YouTube.
Raise your hand if you saw it. There's some people here who saw it. Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
He got on before he told you.
Correct.
On YouTube.
Yes.
And then you find out, what did you do immediately?
Somebody called me and were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm asleep. It's 9 in the morning. It's Saturday. It's Sunday." And they were like, "So you don't know?" I was like, "No, what?" They were like, your fiance. I was like, "Oh my God, is he in a car accident?" And they were like, "No, he's telling all your business on YouTube." Yeah.
Where is this dude now?
Not in hell.
Okay.
But close.
Not yet?
Life without me. Life without me is similar. No, I'm just kidding. He's in Houston.
How long were you together?
Got 2 years? Yeah, 2 years, 2.5 years.
And it was blissful before all of this?
Yeah, it was, ignorance is bliss. I was blissfully ignorant.
So why did he get on, this is the thing that gets me. People who get on shows like this, knowing they got dirt going on. Why did he get on the show? Did he ever say?
I think he thought that would be the route to the actual success. So in the video, basically what he revealed is he was tired of living his life as a lie. He had on a fake Rolex. He was like, I'm tired. This is a fake Rolex. This is a fake chain. All of this is fake. None of this is real, and I don't want to live this way anymore. And now what he's going through is he's trying to get his finances and things in order, and now he's like a money management guru coach to help other men.
Girl, what? What? All right, let me ask this, because we can't say no more about him. Well, let me ask this one question of you. Hold on.
Yes,
Simone, what did you learn from that now about yourself, though? Because if you were attracted to him, right, because
Absolutely.
he had all of this.
Yes.
What is that saying about us as when we get attracted to that? What did you
So
learn?
what I learned is, when Ayala was telling people to date the bus driver, I dated the bus driver.
Okay.
It was an electric bus. It was a Porsche Taycan, so it was like an electric bus. I dated that person. No, F that bus driver. F them. What you need, no. What you need is somebody who's going to pour into you as much as you pour into them. I was pouring and I was pouring and I was pouring, and I couldn't understand why together we were not both improving. And it was because he was receiving but not giving. So if you spend, and the thing is, we're all up here because we're high achievers.
Yep.
And what you have to decide when you decide the man you're going to spend your life with is, in my situation, I came to the realization that only one of the two of us would reach our full potential together, not both. And that if I stayed with this man, he will always reach his full potential, and I would never.
Wow.
And am I okay with that? And I decided, no, thank you. That is not why my parents sacrificed, sent me to Bishop Dunn, sent me to St. Elizabeth, gave all that they could. I'm an Oak Cliff girl, y'all. It wasn't why they did it. It's not why any of us did. And it's okay, ladies, to say you are a nice person. He was a very kind person. He was a nice person. But that is not enough sometimes. And that's okay.
All right, let's go. Michelle, let me ask you this question, because Simone said something that's very true, right? You three are amazing women, right, in your own right. Do you ever run into people that are intimidated, men that are intimidated by you, or do you subscribe to that at all, or what?
All the time.
Really?
All the time. Just walking in the room, my size alone is intimidating to a lot of men.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Yeah, me too, girl.
Like flat-footed.
Okay.
5'10".
Yeah, and if we have on some heels, they be like...
And she thick, so I'm a lot of woman.
Right.
So, and it's weird to me that men are really that intimidated just off of looks, and then when they find out what I've done or who I am, then it's like, oh, well, you must like this. They start making up this whole world about me off of perception of who they think I should be or who they think I am. And I'm like, well, bro, you don't even know me.
Yeah.
Like, get to know me. I'm actually not what you think I would be, but if that's what you think, go ahead and think that. Let me move around.
Yep.
And so, like, I want to just echo what she said, because talking about finding somebody that can pour into you, that can meet you where you at. I was married, now divorced.
How long were you married?
2 years.
2 years.
Now I've been divorced for 2 years.
Well, hold on a second. How long did y'all date before you got married?
2 years.
Okay, so you dated for
So
two?
it's 2, 2, and 2 now.
Well, damn, I love it. All right, hey, you gonna get a gold medal for that.
Right. But one of the biggest things that I learned, and it wasn't even about men, it was really about myself. I realized how ambitious I am. And I was so used to being in my world in track and field, where I'm amongst other medalists and other high achieving athletes, and I realized in the regular world, everybody don't achieve to be their best. Some people are fine, for lack of a better word, being basic or reaching the bare minimum, and sometimes not even getting that. And they're okay with that. And that irks the hell out of me, to be honest. It irks me. I'm like, so we not gonna try to do better just because we don't want to? We don't you don't want to work hard? Like, is there a mental block? No, you just don't want to because you're fine where you're at. And I'm always believing, I'm the person that believes in you always strive to be your very best in everything that you do. And so that's what I do.
Where'd that come from for you to want to achieve like that? Where did that come from? Did you see it at home? You know, your mom, your dad? What was it? Or is it just
I would say it was from my parents, and then partly me, because I take it on myself, because my parents taught us that, and I really embodied that, because why not be my very best? Because every day when I walk out, I'm not just representing myself, I'm representing my family, I'm representing God, and I want to be the very best. So when you meet me, you know where I'm at, and let's get better together. Like friends, homegirls, a stranger on the street, I'm gonna encourage you. Let's all do better. But everybody don't have that, and for years I didn't even know that until when I got married, and after it I realized, oh, okay, so you are different.
Really?
You are different. I thought that was normal.
When you were married, could you be submissive, or were you?
Yes, I have no problem being submissive.
Okay.
I have no problem. But the thing is, I have to trust you to be able to do what you're supposed to do. So if you want me to submit, then show me that I can trust that, because you want me to surrender all of who I am, all of what I do and what I want to do to you. But then if you don't come through on your end, how am I supposed to feel secure? How am I supposed to trust you? And that's the biggest thing. So people think, oh, women can't submit. No, I submit. Any man that comes along, I'm going to play my little role. Until you show me you can't handle it, then I'm going to have to rise up.
I know that's
and
right.
then you have to kind of prove that you can handle it. But then now it's hard, because now you already placed that doubt in my heart.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can ever trust you like that again.
Let me ask Anita, because Anita, how long you were married? You're still married, or are you guys divorced now?
Okay.
Uh-oh. She said okay.
26 years.
Damn it. Oh, clap that up. That's a
20.
success, girl.
Hold on.
What?
Don't clap too fast.
Right. Whoops. 26 years. Though.
We are going through a divorce. We've been separated 3 years.
Oh, wow.
It's been 3 years. But it was something. Can I go back to the word that you gave was submit? I did a whole lecture on the one word, submission. People don't really understand when you say submissive, when you say, I'm going to be submissive. Can you be submissive? What does that mean? You have to break that word down. There's a mission and there's a sub. What am I subbing to? I'm subbing to a mission. If you're not on a mission, I cannot sub to a man without a mission. You have to have a mission. That can't be the blind leading the blind. Or you just got me out here and you're not covering me, you're not protecting me, you're just out here. If you're my first line of defense. So if you're not on a mission and I'm just out here and I'm trying to figure it out on my own because I'm following you, we're just out in the wilderness together. So if there's nothing to sub to, no, I'm not submissive. I don't even know what that means. No, that doesn't work for me.
Okay.
No, I can handle that on my own.
26 years of marriage, though.
Okay.
In the 26 years of marriage, I'm sure you know a lot. You stayed in it. You were committed.
It was a lot.
It was.
It was a lot.
But you stayed in it, right?
It was tough.
It was.
It was tough.
How'd you get through it then?
saying
It was
it was
tough.
tough.
What you? I mean,
It was
I
tough.
know it. You smiled. I mean,
Yeah.
the prayer, was it a lot of forgiveness? All that?
A lot of fighting.
Okay, all the fighting and everything.
A lot of everything.
Dang it. But I mean, if there's somebody who's listening and everybody who's watching now, what can you say about in that 26 years? What did you learn? And how did you do it? How'd you guys go the distance? Some people can't even get past 5. Hell, I don't know. Or 2. Michelle's like 2.
Or you 0.
Or 0. Yeah. How'd you get to 26? And he was a professional athlete, right?
Yes, but I learned that liking someone is more important than love. You have to like that person. And because we jumped into intimacy so fast, and it was,
how fast did you go? Because I used to do that too. How fast you go, Anita?
It was fast. It was fast. It was like overnight. It was fast. Because we from home, same hometown. Our families grew up together. You connected. So it was like we just jumped into an instant relationship, and we were not friends at all. And it was where I was always cheering him on. I'm that wife. I'm present at everything, and I'm cheering him on. I'm waiting. I'm patient. I'm always showing up, not knowing that there was so much toxicity in his life. His attitude, his demeanor, him cursing, like it would be total embarrassment in public. It was a lot going on. Wow. And I took it. I always showed up with a smile. I'm like, it was shut the F up. It was cuss you out, whatever. And people say, he talked to you like that? I don't believe that. I'm like, if y'all only knew, and I was like, yeah, you don't know. But I never did, I never shared what went on in between our walls with anyone. Not my mom, not my dad. No, my children were affected more than anything. It severed my relationship with my son. My son is 30. But thank God we're in a very good place. Right. But it severed that relationship that I had to go back and extend the olive branch and rekindle again, because I was in a place of feeling like a bad parent. I said, how can I tell my son how not to treat a woman, and this is what he sees at home? How can I tell my daughter how not to allow a man to treat her, and this is what she sees at home? From physical abuse, verbal abuse, it was a lot of abuse. So, and I shared all of that in my first book, The Storm After the Storm, and it's based on my life, and it's everything that I went through. But again, it's love, a lot of forgiveness, and a lot of letting go and finding me. And when I wrote my book, I found me. And it was, you know what, I ain't gotta take that. You do what you do and I'm gonna do what I do. And that's just what it was. And that's how I got through, because I focused on my children. When my daughter said, hey mom, let's go to LA, I need to pursue my career. And this was high school. She was 15 and knew. And
talented.
And knew, right, and knew what she wanted to do. And I said, okay, let's do it. Ain't nothing going on here, let's go. So get a place in LA, and we do our thing out there, and she's doing film production and acting and singing and dancing, and she's traveling the world and doing her thing. And I'm so glad that I made that sacrifice. I said the marriage was already severed, no biggie,
right,
you know, but it's a lot of patience, it's a lot of tears, it's a lot of hurt, it's a lot of pain, but you get through it. But the good thing is that I haven't lost what I know is inside of me, that I know who I am as an individual, as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, and I know what I deserve. And I think for a long time I settled because I didn't want another man over my children.
Wow.
I settled because I'm like, this is home, this is a safety net, this is, you know, this is what they know, this is what you're accustomed to. And that toxicity became a learned behavior. It was, you know, he cheats, you forgive. He cheats, you forgive. He cuss you out, you forgive. He beat you up, you forgive. It's a whole lot of forgiving. It's just like, okay, all right, okay, all right. And don't think I was just sitting there just taking it. I fight, you know. So, you know, we had both my shoulders have been thrown out of place. I mean, and it's like, it's real. It's been real, but it's what it was. It was very toxic.
Okay, this is the thing, and I don't know if anybody else is looking at you the same way I'm looking at you, and I'm going, what? This is going on. Like, you know, you come across, when we see you online, and you know, you that bad bee, we're like, wait, there's no way that this was going on. But it also just shows you the farce and the lies and the things that we put in front of, you know, that people don't get a chance to see. Yeah. Let me ask you, and I just said something about you being, you know, this bad chick, and I'm gonna switch gears a little bit, and I wanna get you guys' opinion on this. Do you think that the term bad bitch has helped African American women or not? Or just women in general? That term, has it helped us, or is it a disservice to who we are?
I think it depends on what you're referencing. When we like, I'm a bad bee, it's like, you know, I don't care about what anybody thinks about me. I'm gonna do what I wanna do, how I wanna do it, and I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks. Okay. So in that terminology, I would say, yeah, like that's who I am. I rock and I do me.
Okay, so what about this? Do you think how do you feel about reality shows and the image they portray of African American women?
I can't stand it.
You can't?
I can't stand it. I can't even watch reality show. I don't, when people call out people on the show, I don't know who they're talking about, because I don't watch reality TV. Because I did talent management for 3 years. So I've seen how the producers turn and flip stuff around and cause so much drama, but drama sells.
Yes, it does.
It sells. And everything that we know today, what everybody grasps hold to is drama.
Yeah.
If it's not drama, it's not selling. We don't want to hear it. It shuts down. The Baseball Wives did a show. It lasted probably not even a whole season because there wasn't any drama.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is good. So Michelle, let me ask you this then, because here's the other thing when we talk about, you know, reality shows, and to me, it's what you consume, right? I used to watch them. I got to be honest with you. I used to love The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I used to love all of those shows, Love and Hip Hop. But it started becoming, I looked up and I went, this is toxic. like this behavior, because what you pay attention to me is what you're saying, what you ingest, what you're watching. It has a lot to do. That's your diet. You know what I mean? In a sense. And so I stopped watching a lot of, I used to love watching, what's the one where the wives would be killing their husbands? Snapped.
Yeah, that's my show.
I used to love Snapped. But hold on a second. I stopped when I got married. I stopped.
You said just in case I snap.
Because I had to pay
life.
attention to what I was looking at, and I believe in imaging. You know, whatever you imagine, you can. You know, I believe in manifestation. Oh my God, we got to get on that. So you get what I'm. So I was like, one day it hit me, and I was like, wait a minute. And you know what? I'm feeling like my life feels lighter. I've tried. When I see them argue, I was so mad recently. I tried to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they started that arguing, and it got real gutter on the reunion, and the way they were talking about each other. And I was so angry. I was angry. I had just met Candy. I was at an event, and I'm looking like, you know, you a nice ass lady. Why are you on there and letting them talk to you like? And you guys are doing this because it's such a bad image. Right. I'm curious about you. Are you conscious of who you're around, what you watch, or anything like that?
Yes, I am very cautious about that, because I do know whatever I put in, I'm gonna put back out. And sometimes you don't even notice it. It's little slight things. So I would even take it for music, because sometimes, you know, I like my little hood music.
I do too. I love it. I play it every day. Hi.
But then,
shouts out to my check.
Right. But depending on what kind of mood I am, that music can keep me stuck in the mood I don't want to be in. Right. And I have to realize, okay, Michelle, I don't want to be here. Let's change it. So I have to change my music. I have to look at where I want to be and where I am, and is what I'm doing matching where I'm trying to get to? And that music may not be doing that for me. That show is not doing it. So my friends and my family make fun of me because I am a podcast junkie. I am a motivational sermon junkie. Like, I'm gonna listen to that stuff all day long. Why? Because when I'm in a crisis, that's what I want to pop in my mind. I don't want, like, I tell the kids this all the time. We know, well, they don't know this song, but we do. When Knuckin' You Buck comes on. Okay. If I listen to Knuckin' You Buck all the time, the minute something happens, I'm be like, Knuckin' You Buck. Like, you'll say it before you even realize you said it, because that's what's in you. So I think the Bible does talk about, like, what the heart, what you say, what's in your heart is what you say. It comes out.
Right.
And so sometimes you be like, oh, that wasn't me. No, it was you.
It was.
Because it really is in your heart. As much as you try to contain it, as much as you want to disguise it or ignore it, it's not there. Those ugly parts in you are there, and we have to acknowledge it. But we also have to nurture the good in us and surround ourselves with that and plant that in our heads. Because when I was going for the medal, I wasn't watching any of that stuff. I was Eric Thomas all day long. I was anybody positive, any kind of sermon on faith, because at that moment I needed faith to get me through some things. So I understand that what we consume is so important.
Yes, it is.
And even though we try to acknowledge it, like, no, it's not. How long y'all look at y'all phone all day, and who's on y'all timeline?
Okay.
Like, I'm struggling with that right now.
I know, but I say that all the time about this thing. You know, this thing right here, it can either be a tool that you can use and you can learn from, or it could be to your detriment. It's all on how you use it, right? Simone just said something, because I'm going to be honest. It's very rarely that I meet somebody who's read this book. There's a book that I read a long time ago, and I watched the video, The Secret. And has anybody in here, anybody ever? Yeah, look, okay. Do I see Jay over there, Jay Jones over here talking about, yeah, I know, that is my thing. But you've watched it, I take it or read it.
And it's really helped me date. It's helped me get back into dating.
How?
And dating more positively. Because I look at it from a positive aspect. Okay, yes, I kissed some frogs, but overall, they are fundamentally kind. They are good humans. They're good dads, things like that. But they're generally like really smart, and they're accomplished. And so rather than looking at like, oh, I'm never gonna find a man because they all trifling, I'm like, well, remember how your first boyfriend was like, he was, you know, the captain of DeSoto's football team and the captain of the debate team, and Morehouse's captain of, you know, like, you can get some more of those, girl.
Right.
Like, you can look, but it's what you tell yourself. If you tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna be so successful. And I think back to like myself in high school and how my friends used to tease me. I'd be sitting there at the basketball games doing my SAT note cards.
Oh, wow.
Because I was like, I'm getting the fuck up out of Oak Cliff. I'm getting out of my daddy's house, and I'm gonna get a full scholarship. And I did. And so it's really like what you tell yourself in that positivity. And when you were speaking about the reality shows, I agree. That's how I picked this show, Ready to Love. The premise of Ready to Love is it's the only dating show for black singles. So it's black singles over the age of 30. 10 women, 10 men. Each week, the power shifts. One week, the women send a man home that they feel is not ready to love. And then the next week, it's the man's choice. They get to send one home. And what I liked is, even watching it, I would watch it to this day with like people I'm interested in dating. I like to give the commentary and talk about what do you think about how she talked to him about that? Or do you feel like her jealousy was warranted? I feel like you can learn a lot. But also, I knew that with the Oprah Winfrey Network, you know, there's a certain
level
caliber.
of
Yeah. And even on the set, like one of my homegirls on cast, I won't say her name, bless her heart, she'd been in jail for a few years or whatever, but she's doing good now. And she got mad at another cast member and started talking about, I'm gonna do this, and whatever. And somebody ran from the booth and was like, if you do that, you will be sent home. And they sent her, she didn't do it. She was gonna snatch somebody's wig. She didn't do it, but they still sent her home because they're like, we are not that show. And I appreciated that. And so I agree. You really have to consider what you put in your mind. Same way with your friends. You got negative friends, get rid of them.
Yeah. Here's interesting, though, what you just said, too. When you're talking about the dating, right? For me, I did a lot of dating before I met my husband. A lot. I did a lot. And I did a lot. Well, hold on a second. Let me clarify this. Some of it wasn't dating. Some of it just happened to be a good night. But listen, well, maybe a bad one. But here's my question to you. But I did learn from these men, though. You know, it took me, I had to look at, like, everything to me is a lesson now. Now I'm looking at things so differently, right? When you get a little older and you get a little wiser, you start reading different things. You start looking at things like really, really differently. And so that was kind of interesting that you learned from some of these guys. Like, I learned what I didn't want from men.
Oh, absolutely. I
learned, one man taught me my worth one time. A guy I used to date one time had said to me, hey, you know what? You got to understand something. You're better than this, and this. One time I told him a story about my family, and I'll never forget, the dude told me, hey, don't ever tell that again. That's not a good look. If you ever date somebody else, don't ever tell that. That's not something you did. Like, I was learning from some of these guys, right? But here's the other thing. You talked about The Secret. Has anybody ever read the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It? Okay. I'm just going to put this out there. I have this thing about The Game of Life, and if you haven't watched or read The Secret, you really want to do that. But The Game of Life and How to Play It is based on the Bible, and it basically is about the imaging faculty and how we see things. It talks about how life is a boomerang. Whatever you put out, you're going to get back in return. You know, it starts to, and when you really look at it, it changes how you look and deal with people, how you interact. You know what I mean? Like, because you have to look at that in some kind of way. Here's my other question. That's just my personal note. Here's my question to you. Marriage now. You want it? You want it? Do you have kids?
Oh, I'm probably going to be engaged in the next year.
You really are? You're intentional about it?
I'm very intentional. And
what do you want now this time? What are you looking for that you learned from this last one, the guy that was the lie and the fake Rolex and stuff?
I had to go back to my fundamental, which is financial stability. He was not financially stable. He told me that from the inception. But he said to me, but I'm doing X, Y, and Z things, and my last marriage ended due to financial instability, and I would never make that mistake again. And I believed him because I was feeling lazy. I was enjoying our friendship. We had a friendship. So I have to stick to my fundamental rules, my deal breaker, one of which is they must be financially stable. We're talking about 45-year-olds.
Okay.
If you out here moving money around to give me crab legs at 45 years old, like, I'm for real. You should not be moving money to give me crab legs. It's only $20 on Tuesdays at Red Lobster, by the way, guys. Limited time offer. But
so what are the other requirements?
Yeah,
your deal breakers. What do you need?
That, and you must be at least as smart as me. Because I have to feel challenged and pushed and encouraged by you. And what I have learned from women who are enjoying their marriage, I don't care how rich, how poor. If you ask them, do you feel like your husband is as smart as you are? They say, oh, yes, if not smarter. Many will tell me, my husband is the smartest man I've ever met. Those are happy women. I don't care if they're rich or poor.
Why are you going to make me go home and divorce my husband? No, I'm joking. I'm like, because guess what? My ego says I ain't met nobody hardly smarter. I dated a surgeon and a doctor. I was like, you ain't smarter than me. No. But
when I have dated men that I felt were my intellectual equal on the same, one, I could submit to them. Because they made good choices on a consistent basis. And even if I didn't understand, I knew that if I followed his lead and it didn't work out, he could get us out of it.
Okay. All right. Michelle, tell me yours. What are your deal breakers? Then I see a man, I got to ask him a question. Because he's sitting there, he's shaking.
Right up front.
He want to talk.
I'm here representing all the men that's not here.
I know, and I'm going to have you talk, but hold on.
I realized the deal breaker for me is you have to be a man of integrity. I need you to be the same when you're with me, when I'm not around, and you can be a trusted individual. Nowadays, people have so many different personalities and they want to be this person here and be that person there. Like I really do strive to be the same person everywhere I go.
Right.
So when people say, oh, Michelle did so-and-so, they're going to be like, who, Michelle Carter? No, she wouldn't do that. You must have got her confused or you made that up, because I'm the same person every time. And I've been around so many people where in one circle you're one thing, in another circle you're another, and then you have a whole nother personality on Instagram. And I don't want that, because now I got to remember, like, who am I meeting today? And I got to memorize this personality, that I got to think that, okay, so what are you doing over there? I don't want to live like that. I want to live with somebody who is true about who they are, who is honest, who is kind, and is okay with, like, I guess in today's world, it's lame. Be lame. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
I don't need you to pretend. Just be you, because I'm going to be me.
Okay. I'm just curious about, does he have to make a certain amount of money?
You know, I go back and forth about that one all the time.
You go back and forth, why?
I go back and forth because I definitely don't want to put a price tag on anybody, because that doesn't mean that just because you're not making it now doesn't mean you can't tomorrow. Because those are things that can be improved upon if you have like the work ethic. Maybe you just haven't had the right opportunity with. Maybe it's just not your time yet. So I'm willing to work on some things, but if you can consistently show me you're willing to work and you have like the basic things, I could work with that. Now, if you're telling me like, yeah, I make $30,000 and I only work when I want to, and I like to do this, and so you have no other jobs, can you live on your own? Can you at least afford your own house, your own car? Like, can you take care of yourself by yourself with no roommates and your mama? Like, that's like the question I ask now, because I realize that people get so dependent on other people to make it through life, and then when they get a family and you get a wife, how you think you're going to take care of me and you've never been able to take care of yourself fully on your own. And I realize that's important, because now you have to learn how to survive. Because me paying my own bills, if it's short 1 month, I got to figure it out. And that adds another level of skill to you and work ethic to you and creativity to make sure that you're going to survive on your own month after month. And I need somebody who'll be able to do that.
Okay. Anita, let me ask you real quick, because you know you were married 26 years. Would you get married again?
I don't think I would do marriage.
But
I
you'll
think
be
a life partner.
Okay. And
would.
what are the requirements, though? Because here's my other question, though, too, before you were married to a professional athlete, which means lots of money. You've seen a lot of things. I mean, what guy can, you know what I mean? Because you're used to a certain lifestyle or a certain way of living. Does the guy have to make a certain money? Could you date somebody who didn't make a lot?
What I would look for is everything that I lacked.
Okay.
And that is him loving me more than I love him. That's number one. Him chivalry. And he has to believe in God.
Yeah.
He has to be a praying. When I say more so than anything else, he got to be a praying man. He has to. I want to feel protected. I want to feel covered. I want to know that I'm covered. And I want to know that I'm safe.
Yep.
And I want to be able to be friends. I want to communicate. Communication is huge for me, because I'm a talker. I ask 1,000,001 questions. And if you shut down, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You can't shut down. We have to be able to talk about anything. As much as I talk and as transparent as I am, Negro, you got to come with the real. You got to keep it a buck 24/7, no matter what. I don't care what it is, because I didn't roll through 26 years of garbage. I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Let's have that conversation. So I want to be that person that you call when you say, you know what, I need you right now.
Yeah.
I want to be that person, and I want you to be that person for me. So everything that I lacked before, I don't want to lack anymore.
Yeah.
I want intimacy and love, and
I love that. And you're very clear. Can I tell you what I love what she just said? She said, I want intimacy, I want love, I want, right? So let me just give this, and I'm going to wrap it up. And I really wanted to get to you, sir, because this is good, but we're going to have to do this again. But here's the deal I was only going to say is that, when we were talking about The Secret, I've read The Game of Life. You guys really should get that book. It's by a woman named Florence Scovel Shinn. And it's like my Bible. I was like, take it on vacation and reread it. One of the things was when I was dating and I wanted to get married, like like you, right? God had given me this unbelievably big house. I had a great career. I was the co-host on a national show. I was making a lot of money. I lived in that. I mean, really, it was just crazy, right? And I was thinking I needed somebody to match me to have that. And then one day, as I laid on my floor and I cussed God out and went on, I mean, has anybody ever cussed God out though? Right? And he's so forgiving, right? He'll forgive you, won't he?
Forgive, yes, he
Girl,
will.
oh my God. I was on the floor crying. I was in this big house by myself. I was lonely. And then I looked in the mirror and I looked like hell. But anyways, I remember saying something came to me, and I don't know if it was God speaking to me and said, but I've given you everything you said you wanted. You said you wanted a career in a big house with a pool in the back and a luxury car, and you wanted to travel. And he was like, I gave you everything, but you want a man to have it, and you're greedy. That's greed, ain't it? Isn't there something about that and about greed? Yeah. And so then it hit me, and it said, something hit me, and it was like, but your last relationships didn't break up because of the car he drove. Well, I didn't break up with them people because of their car. I didn't break up because of how they look. I didn't break up over money. I didn't break up. You know what we broke up over? Integrity, honesty, lying, right? So that's what I did. I'll never forget it. And this was years ago. And I remember getting up and writing. I have it in my Bible to this day. And I wrote all the things that I wanted, because everybody will tell you what they don't want. That's the one thing the secret will tell you. Everybody can tell you what they don't want. It's very few times somebody will tell you what they do want. Right. Everybody be like, I don't want no man who this, and I don't know. I'll go, well, what do you want? They'll go, well, I want him to be nice. Well, what does that mean? That's up for interpretation. Your idea of nice and your idea and yours is different. So now if God says, what do you want? You go, God, I want him to be nice, and I want him to do this, and God goes, but I sent him. But you didn't want him, but it's because you weren't specific about what you want. So I was very, very specific, and I'll never forget it. I remember putting in mind, I wanted him to be honest and loving and believe in God and have integrity, and I'm writing all these things that money cannot buy, the qualities I put. I never said nothing about his age. I never said nothing about looks until about number 8. He's younger than me. My husband ended up being younger than me, right? But he ended up having all of those qualities that that was it. I said, this is the guy. So I guess I'm saying all that to say that as we're all out here and we talk about relationships, I'm so in agreement, I so get it, is that we all got to start looking at ourselves too and what we're asking for. Because he can have like you just showed us, the, watch and the this and that, and it's all a lie and it's a farce. So what does it matter? But you didn't break up because of some of that. You broke up really because he was a liar.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It wasn't just because he was wearing he was just a liar. He's a perpetrator. He's a fraud. Yeah. So
wisdom. I couldn't submit to the lack of a plan.
Yeah. So I guess. So anyway, I just will say all that. I'm going to end it. I want to say thank you to my guests. Y'all clap it up for the guests. Simone, Michelle, Anita. Thank you guys so much. Let everybody know real quick, because this is taped and we also are there, it's going to be all over. Let everybody know, where's your mic, how to follow. Everybody tell everybody how to follow you. And
yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at attorney Symone Redwine. I'm an attorney. I also own a title company if you have a closing anywhere in Texas, as well as you can go to my YouTube channel, which is called Girl, Is That Legal? And if you want, every week I gift a free background check into the person of your choice. So if there's somebody you feel like, I think this person over here lying, submit. I may pick you. I'll run their background check and tell you everything I found live on YouTube.
Love it. Okay.
Yes.
Michelle?
Well, you can follow me at Shot Diva on Instagram, Facebook, my website, shotdiva.com, right? Because I throw the shot and I'm a diva. Just follow me there. I have a lot of entrepreneurial stuff. I have a podcast as well called the Podium Life Podcast.
Oh, I love it.
And so we have a lot of things, in this new retired life as a regular person.
Yeah. As an Olympic gold medalist too, though,
I'm Anita Hawkins. I am all things Anita Hawkins, Anita Hawkins Official. My website is anitaehawkins.com. My nonprofit is findonereasontosmile.org. And if you need just anything, nonprofit information, I am also a licensed nutrition specialist and an author. So yeah, I do a whole lot, but all things Anita Hawkins Official.
All right, y'all clap it up again. Here it is, DeDe's Dope Podcast. We'll be back again next week. It's DeDe in the morning. Thank you guys.